So today is a little bit of an off day. Please forgive the appearance. I didn't have time to do anything to myself today, but that's not what it's all about, right? It's about crocheting. And today I am going to show you how to crochet 5 different types of cords. Hi, I'm Darlene and this is Heartfelt Crochets. And on this channel is where I research, I study, I share, and I teach all things crochet. So at the end of this video, if you have found it to be helpful, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. So here we have 4 different types of crocheted cords. You can use cords for things like draw bags, keychains, gift wrapping, pull cord for a hoodie sweater. There are so many different things that you can use cords for in your projects. So this first cord is called the 2-loop I cord. This is a very quick and easy cord to make. This one is called the 3-loop I cord. This one is a little bit tricky and it takes some concentration and some coordination for that one. This one here is a little bit more time consuming, so that's not if you want something really quick. This third cord is the fishtail cord, or herringbone as you would call it in a hair braid. And this is very quick and easy as well. Very, very beautiful. Cord number 4 is the Romanian cord. This one looks like it could be difficult, but it's not. It's a little tricky, but you'll see how quickly that you can end up making this cord once you get the hang of it. And then this last one is just a very pretty delicate cord, and this one is called the pearl cord. And I went ahead and I made this one in white to do its name some justice for white pearls. So this is the cords that we're going to be crocheting today. So let's go ahead and get started on those. Oh, and at the end, if you wish, you would just weave in these ends to hide them, depending on what you're using these cords for. These colors I will be listing in the description box below in case you're interested in going ahead and getting these exact colors. These are all from Premier Yarns. And I'll go ahead and I'll leave those links in the description box. So yeah, let's go ahead and make these cords. For these cords today, I am using just regular worsted weight yarn. The first cord that we're going to be doing is the 2-loop I cord. And we are going to kind of guesstimate on how long we want that cord to be. And then we are going to get 4 times the length of that cord length that we want it to end up being. Okay, so I'm going to say I want my cord to be probably about 12 inches. Okay, so I am going to make sure that I'm going to get about 4 feet of yarn. So just go ahead and bring your 2 ends together and double it and start with your folded end. I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to make a slip knot. And then I'm going to place that on my hook and I'm going to tighten it up. Okay. So then the next thing that I am going to do is I am going to chain 1. Now we have 2 cords here. We're going to hold one with our first finger, and then we're going to hold this bottom one in with our 2 bottom fingers. Okay, so we're going to try to keep those as tight as we can because we're going to be using both of these. So we're going to take our hook and we are going to go underneath this bottom strand of yarn, And then we're going to go under the top one. At first you're going to have to hang on to this little nub right here and then pull through both loops on the hook. Then we're going to repeat. We are going to take our hook and we are going to go around that. We're not going to go under this way, okay? So the yarn's going to go over the hook, and then we're going to go under that top strand of yarn. Hang on to that little bottom piece of the cord and pull through the 2 loops on the hook. And then we're going to repeat again, and we are going to yarn over and then yarn under and pull through both. Yarn over, yarn under, and pull through both loops on the hook. And that's all you're going to do. You're just going to keep repeating that. Let's go just a little bit further so that you can see the result of the cord. So yarn over and then yarn under, pull through 2. Yarn over, yarn under, pull through 2. And let's do that just a couple more times. Okay, now let's take a look at what we have for a cord. And it is kind of squared around, and it's very pretty. That is the 2 loop I cord. Now there's a 3 loop I cord that I would like to show you. I'm going to use the Salmon yarn for this one. Okay. Now we are going to start off with a slip knot. Put it on our hook and tighten it up a little, and then we are going to chain 3. Okay, and then we are going to insert our hook into this second chain from the hook, and we are going to pull up a loop. Insert your hook into the next chain, and we're going to pull up a loop. And now we're going to hang on to this base again, and we are going to remove our hook from 2 of those. And then you're going to grab this working yarn and you're going to pull through the first loop. You are going to insert your hook into that loop that you had slid off, the second loop that you had slid off the hook. And you're going to yarn over and pull through that one. Then you're going to insert your hook into that last loop that you had slid off, yarn over and pull through that one. Is just keep repeating that. Okay. And the whole time you're just going to be very careful that you don't end up losing your loops, just as if you were knitting. If you was to lose that loop, it's like, oh boy. Okay. Let's do that a few more times. Okay, and let's do that again. Be very gentle, because if you end up pulling, you'll end up losing your loops. If you end up pulling this one too tight, it's going to pull this one, see? So make sure you don't pull it tight. Try to keep it as loose as possible. And you could also make your loops a little taller at the beginning if you want to, so that your loops aren't quite so small. You can use a larger hook. You can use any size hook that you feel most comfortable in, and depending on the size and thickness of the cord that you want. Okay, so this is a 3-loop I-cord. You can go ahead and you can do 4 loops, 5 loops, as wide as you would like this I-cord to be. When you have reached the length of your cord, you're just going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 3, and then you're going to chain 1, cut that off, and then weave in your end. Okay, so for cord number 3, this is called the fishtail cord. All right, so we're gonna make a slip knot. Okay, and then just in this little tail here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna yarn over, and then we are going to yarn under and pull through those 2 loops. Then we're going to go ahead and insert our hook under this very first loop, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. And then we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to always keep this one that's left on the hook, we're going to keep that loose. So we're going to insert our hook into this very first part of that last stitch that we made, yarn over and pull through those 2. Insert your hook under this first loop, yarn over and pull through those 2. And that's all we're going to do for this one. And this is going to end up creating a beautiful fishtail cord. Kind of looks like a herringbone, like you would put in your hair. Beautiful. So that's all that this one consists of. It's really, really easy. You're just putting your hook underneath the very first loop, pulling through both, keeping that remaining loop on your hook loose. You don't want to tighten it up. You want to keep it loose because that's what gives you that nice herringbone look. And I'm going to go just a couple more here so that I can show you the looks of this. Just a couple more. Okay. And look at that. That is a beautiful fishbone or herringbone, if you will, cord. I just love this, especially when it's in the hair, but I just love this as a cord. Absolutely beautiful. And for our 4th cord, we are going to be doing the Romanian cord. And again, we are going to make a slip knot. And we're going to chain 2. We are going to single crochet in the first chain. And then we are going to flip this over. Okay. And now this was our very first chain. So we're going to go under, because you can just see that this stitch right here, this V, is what we just worked. We are going to go underneath this one and bring up a loop and then bring through both loops. And then you're going to turn again. And now we see 2 little loops here from this last stitch. You can always see this V from the stitch that we just worked. And the 2 loops are right next to this V, and you're going to slide your hook right underneath those 2 loops. Oops. Get under there. Come on. There we go. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the 2 on the hook. And then we're going to do the same thing. We are going to flip this over. And this was our last stitch, the V, and we are going to go under these 2 loops right here. Come on. That one's a little tight. It doesn't want to cooperate. Yarn over, pull through those 2, and yarn over and pull through those 2. And that's all you're going to do for the Romanian cord. You're going to flip over and just keep on inserting your hook underneath those 2 and yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, repeat under the 2 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and just keep on repeating that over and over again. And that's all there is to the Romanian cord. And I'm going to, just like the others, I'm going to do just a couple more to give it a little bit of length so that you can see what the cord is going to look like. And that is our Romanian cord. That one's also pretty. It's very different. The 5th cord is a purl cord. So again, we're starting with a slip knot. And we are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in this very first chain, we are going to do a double crochet 2 together, which is yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and don't finish that double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we are going to yarn over and pull through all 3. So that's a double crochet 2 together. And then we are going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And this was our first purl. And then we are going to go ahead and we're going to double crochet 2 together in this first of the 3 chains that we just made. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 3, and chain 3. And that's your second purl. That's all that you do for this cord. It is so simple. Again, in this very first chain, we are going to double crochet 2 together and chain 3. And let's do that just one more time. So we are going to double crochet 2 together into this first chain, and chain 3. And you're just going to keep repeating that. And when you end up doing your last purl, let me do one more purl just so that I can show you. Oop. Okay. You would just chain 1 and you would cut your yarn and you'd pull that through and weave in your end. So I hope that you found this tutorial to be very helpful. Let me know which was your favorite cord, which you felt was the easiest, and which one you felt was the most difficult. Everybody's a little different, and I really kind of like to hear which one you chose for your easiest and your more difficult, and which one was your favorite. All right, until next time, bye.